Good afternoon. Thank you for joining the City of Lincoln for this webinar. The Gaylor Baird administration is pleased to have this opportunity to provide funds to assist the travel and tourism and hospitality industry here in Lincoln. My name is Kate Bowles and I'm the Mayoral Aide for Economic Development. Today I will provide you with basic information about how this program works. We will cover the basics of the funding stream, information about the benefits of the program, details about applicant eligibility, information about the application, details about the timeline, and then we will address some frequently asked questions. The funding stream is the American Rescue Plan Act. The City of Lincoln and Lancaster County determined to use these funds in partnership and allocated a total of $23 million for local attractions and business districts. $6 million is allocated to the Visitors Promotion Committee programs and operations. $17 million will be administered by the city in a competitive grant process. The travel, tourism, and hospitality industry in Nebraska experienced a 36% decline in 2020 related to the pandemic. This is why Lincoln and Lancaster County chose to focus on this disproportionately impacted industry. Benefits of the program per the American Rescue Plan include the ability to provide aid to support the safe reopening of businesses in the tourism, travel, and hospitality industries and to business districts that were closed during the COVID-19 public health emergency, as well as to provide aid for a planned expansion or upgrade of tourism, travel, and hospitality facilities delayed due to the pandemic. The American Rescue Plan makes an important distinction that when providing aid for planned expansions, applicants must be able to articulate how the delay was due to the pandemic and not to other economic or fundraising purposes or delays. Eligibility includes folks who are in the travel, tourism, or hospitality industry or are part of a business district recognized by the City of Lincoln. Applicants must be able to articulate a pandemic impact, meaning that aid may be considered responsive to the negative economic impacts of the pandemic if it supports businesses, attractions, business districts, and tribal development districts operating prior to the pandemic and affected by required closures and other efforts to contain the pandemic. And we will identify a priority or preference for locations. An applicant must be in the City of Lincoln, and we have a preference for applicants in qualified census tracts. The city also will accept applications from recognized business districts. The list of existing recognized business districts is available in the application. Your organization may determine whether or not your location is in a qualified census tract by using the Housing and Urban Development tool here. This link is also provided in the application materials. Priorities of the City of Lincoln and Lancaster County include a preference for applicants that can demonstrate economic impact or benefit, including matching funds, the use of apprenticeships in the project if possible, alignment with city planning, and location of projects in a qualified census tract. I'll reiterate that alignment with city planning is an important priority. There is a preference for projects that are already integrated into existing plans, such as the Comprehensive Lincoln-Lancaster County Plan, the Downtown Lincoln Plan, or existing Parks and Recreations Board recommendations or plans, as examples. The application is available now at lincoln.ne.gov/ARP. We do request that you identify if you are a Tier 1 large or Tier 2 small applicant. We request that you read the proposal request carefully and provide the information just as requested. Your application will be reviewed based on the criteria and sections listed on the request for letters of interest. A committee of city and county experts will review the applications. Required application information includes contact information and a description of the existing nonprofit or business district, a clear reference to existing city-county planning or recommendations, a project description and your location, a description of the pandemic impact experienced by your organization, and a description of the alignment with the American Rescue Plan and city goals as outlined in the request for letters of interest. Nonprofits may be foundations, membership associations, arts and cultural organizations, and other recognized 501c3 nonprofit organizations. Business districts must already be recognized by the City of Lincoln. These districts are listed in the application. We request that you have a clear reference to city planning and cite the formal report or recommendations to which you are referring. Applications are due no later than 5 p.m. on November 11th. Please email your application in the format requested to lincolnforward@lincoln.ne.gov. A committee of city and county experts will review and invite selected applicants for a second round by November 24th, 2021. We do expect awards to be announced before the end of the year. I'd like to review a few frequently asked questions before taking your questions in the chat. A few questions that we have already received regarding the program include, may a project less than the $250,000 in the Tier 2 section apply? The answer is you may apply, but we would encourage you to partner with another organization or consider a broader impact. It's likely that the committee will consider fewer but more impactful projects. Another question we've received is whether or not a program may apply rather than a facility. This program is designed for attractions and business districts with significant economic impact. Larger scale projects or facilities like stages, for sports facilities, tourist attractions, and other endeavors will be prioritized and are envisioned for this project. However, a program or an event may be explored or considered as a part of a larger project. Another question we have received is the question about whether or not your location is in a qualified census tract. We ask that you use the link provided in the application to check your location and discern whether or not your facility is in a qualified census tract. We encourage you to review the information and use the mapping tool from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. We had a question about whether or not a particular project or organization would or wouldn't qualify prior to filling out the application. The City of Lincoln will not provide a predetermination regarding your application. If you are interested and you think you are eligible, we encourage you to apply. The clearest limitations are that eligible entities must be nonprofits or business districts, and that we do have a priority for organizations and projects in qualified census tracts. We do have a question regarding the reference to publicly funded entities. We encourage partnerships and applications from nonprofits and business districts. We don't want to close the door on public projects or innovative opportunities. Public projects would first need to consider whether or not they can apply through the process provided in partnership with a nonprofit or a business district. Next, we would encourage a public entity to review their existing contracts and obligations and make sure that the project or program that they're applying for wouldn't fit under current obligations or agreements. And finally, if you are considering an application as a public entity, we would request that you communicate with the City of Lincoln as a request for consideration to submit your application for a proposed project. You can reach me at kbolz@lincoln.ne.gov. Those are the frequently asked questions that we have received so far. Now I would open it up to all of you. You're welcome to add additional questions in the chat, and I'll answer them as I am able. I don't see any questions popping up in the chat, so speak up now. Otherwise, I would reiterate a few details. The first is that I can be reached for individual questions at kbolz@lincoln.ne.gov. The next is that the application is available now at lincoln.ne.gov/ARP. The next is that we do request that you submit the application as requested to lincolnforward@ne.gov before 5 p.m. on November 11th. The question I do see in the chat is, when would the money be made available once the decision is made? We do hope to make award decisions by the end of the year and develop contracts after January 1, 2022. That contract development process will be individualized. So we expect that to happen in the first quarter of 2022, but that may vary project by project. Okay, well, thank you for your participation today. Please review the materials and be in touch. We look forward to reviewing your exciting and innovative applications. Thank you.